allegedly happened on November 16th. The priest was also in the second count charged with causing harm to Lilian Mwikali, daughter to Ms. Mutua. He pleaded not guilty to both charges and was released on a 100,000 shilling cash bond, which will be heard. The case will be heard on the 25th of January.
Akaanza kunichapa kichwa. Alafu nikaekelea mikono hivi, mikono yangu ilivujika juu ya kuekelea juu ya kichwa. Sasa mtu akanichapa, wewe mama akakimbia akaniacha. Nilikuwa nimebeba mtoto, akamka akabeba mtoto, akangonga mtoto, Mtoto akaanza kutoka damu na mapua. Sasa mimi nikaanguka hapo chini, akaanza kunichapa, nikapiga duru. Sasa nikaona huyu mtu anataka kuniua, nikajifanya nimesirai, nikanyamaza. Vile nilinyamaza, sasa huyo mtu ndio alikimbia kabisa, akarudi na huko kwa kina Fedha.
Now, the Kenyan Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission will soon start investigations on members of parliament who may have irregularly claimed mileage and sitting allowances. The probe would also include parliamentary staff and the procurement department. While handing over an audit report on financial management systems at the Parliamentary Service Commission, the EACC CEO Halake Wako said there were loopholes in the system which require urgent fixing. Well, KTN's Patrick Kamimo has been following proceedings at the handover event held at the Nairobi Safari Park and now joins us. Patrick, what more did this particular report reveal?
Thank you, Betty. Indeed, this particular report has had the various issues because it was looking at the management system.
Right, Patrick, if you can hear me, tell us more about this particular report.
Thank you so much, Betty. Indeed, this particular report has come up with supposed to an audit on the financial management system of the Parliamentary Service Commission, where the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has identified various loopholes into this Service Commission, especially with regard to the management of mileage and sitting allowances. The team noted that there are cases where members of the committee in various House committees sign on behalf of their members who have not attended those particular sittings. Other areas also we have where staff, the Parliamentary Service Commission staff, sign on behalf of their colleagues who have not attended these particular sittings. And this is a loophole that the Anti-Corruption Commission feels Kenyans are losing a lot of, are losing their cash. There are cases where members of parliament have claimed mileage during recess, when the House is on recess, but they keep on claiming mileage as having visited constituencies. They have also identified areas where MPs are out of the country, but strange enough, they claim mileage. So the Commission says it will be launching investigations, and those members of parliament will be culpable, then they will be prosecuted or punished for this kind of irregularity. The other area that was noted is that the payroll management system is not adequate, in that we have cases of former members of parliament who are still on payroll. So the Commission has advised that the Parliamentary Service Commission should update its payroll so that these former members of parliament who are still on the payroll are removed from the payroll. It was also identified that when it comes to the financial accounts, the Finance and Accounts Department, it was identified that it doesn't have relevant manuals, circulars, and other guidelines necessary for effective management of its financial resources. This now opens opportunities or loopholes for misuse of funds at the Commission. So the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has given the chair of the Parliamentary Service Commission a month to implement the recommendations that are in the report that will ensure that these loopholes are sealed, and in so doing protect public money. And especially when it comes to these, the lack of financial records, it was the Commission notes that there is the auditor report has always said that the Parliament is using a lot of money, spending a lot of money on entertainment, and this is because it has noted that Parliament does not, the Parliament staff do not pay for those entertainment allowances, say when it comes to food and those hospitality industries. So they want these kind of hospitality industry arrangements put in the system so that they pay interest for it. Betty?
Right. Patrick, maybe very briefly, when are these investigations set to start?
Today it was the launch of the report because the chairman of the Parliamentary Service Commission did invite the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission to look at the financial systems and give recommendations. But the CEO says now after the report they've discovered there are loopholes and there are also cases of irregularities which have been identified. Now the the Anti-Corruption Commission will be moving in to investigate those cases, and if they find that crimes have been committed, then responsible staff, if they are for the responsible parliamentary staff and even members of parliament, if they'll be found to have involved themselves in irregularities, then they stand to be investigated and prosecuted. These we expect it to start a month from now because the Parliamentary Service Commission has been given a month to implement the recommendations. But as for investigations, the Ethics, the Anti-Corruption Commission will come in once they study the reports and identify this particular department, if it's procurement or if it's to do with members of parliament who have been involved in irregularities, then they will move in and start investigations. That one, we're looking at a period of maybe 2 months from now.
Right. Thank you very much, Patrick Amimo, there, giving us the details of this new way of getting errant members of parliament to be prosecuted after claiming mileage and sitting allowances that actually do not exist and have been irregular. Now, moving on to other news. Ongoing El Nino rains have claimed another life in Kenya's Kericho County. Grief gripped Cab Nandet village in Belgood constituency after raging waters from Kipsululu River, which has burst its banks, swept off a middle-aged man. Cape Koyan location acting chief Nelson Ciele said the deceased Samuel Tanui went missing Thursday night, only for his frozen body to be recovered in the morning, trapped along the river by weeds. It is suspected the deceased lost his footing as he attempted to cross the local footbridge and fell into the flood waters and drowned.
Wakati ya mvua, wakati huu maji inakuwa nyingi, inaongezeka, volume yake inaongezeka, inafanya pia inaweza beba mtu, na ile daraja wanafuka pia ni ile duni, imetengenezwa tu na miti moja ambao watu wanajaribu kufuga.
Kenya's West Pokot Senator Professor John Lonyangapuo has stated that KANU will present a candidate to vie for the Kericho senatorial seat. The Kericho senatorial position was left vacant after outgoing Senator Charles Keter was nominated for the Energy and Natural Resources Cabinet Secretary position. Lonyangapuo was speaking in Kamelei area, West Pokot County. KANU has been collaborating with the Jubilee ruling coalition, but KANU leaders have stated in recent days that it would not be dissolved into the Jubilee party as planned by other Jubilee partners.
Kenya kuna by-elections itakuwa huko Kisumu, Siaya ya ward MCA. Kutakuwa na ingine hivi karibuni kule Kericho. Senator Keter ametuacha Senate, anataka kuwa minister. Makofi kwa Keter. Sasa ndugu wameenda, na unajua URP wameama, wamekataa chama tena, wameua chama yao URP. So wakati wataweka by election huko Kericho, hata sisi tutaenda kuambia wakipsigis. Sasa kama hii chama imepotea, mnataka kufanya experiment, hata tutafute nyingine mpya. Na hii chama ya KANU iko ndani ya serikali, Jubilee coalition tuko ndani.
It was an early Christmas for residents of Losogwa village in Nyahururu after KWS Rangers shot dead a stray hippo which had wandered into people's farms. And as soon as the Rangers had left, the celebratory residents descended on the animal, dividing out the meat among themselves. Moremi Mwangi with the details.
A Christmas come early and in a humongous package of free delicacy for all. This after a hungry hippopotamus strayed into a farm at Losogwa village in Nyahururu, unaware that residents here were a hungry, angry lot, yearning for a quick bite.
Imekuwa tishio kwetu sana. Imekuwa ikitusumbua sana usiku, hata tungekuja usiku nyumbani, ikifika saa moja inakuwa imetokea. Na hata siku ya leo mchana imeuawa ikiwa nyikani pale, ikiwa imetembea pale.
And well, the gods seem to have been working overtime for the residents here, because the Kenya Wildlife Rangers never cutted away the hippopotamus carcass, as they have mostly done in previous such incidents.
People in so many areas within Laikipia experience a lot of human-wildlife conflict with buffaloes, with elephants, with hippos and lions and so many other wildlife.
Residents complained that the hippos have in the recent past wreaked havoc in the area by straying from a nearby dam to invade people's farms at night and destroying crops. And well, this festivity was their perfect payback time, the time for Losogwa residents to eat.
Bado tukiwa wakulima hatujalipwa na tumeandika forms nyingi sana ambazo mpaka wakati huu hatujalipwa mimea ambayo imeharibu.
But even as they rushed home to relish the delicacies of this rare variety of meat, they are still very angry that KWS is yet to compensate them for the destroyed crops. Moremi Mwangi, KTN News, Nairobi.
Actually, before the sports news, Kenya Samburu elders have criticized the practice of female genital mutilation and termed it as one of the harmful, retrogressive practices denying girls the right to education. The elders were at Mount Nyitu, the sacred mountain where the Samburu community believed that their god Nyakai lives. At the ceremony, 300 girls graduated at Wamba as ambassadors of change against the practice. Milk was sprinkled several times on the girls as a sign of blessings.
Niliona wenzangu vile wamekuwa wakiteseka, wakimalizwa kukeketwa, wanatolewa shuleni, wanaolewa mapema. Mimi sikutaka hiyo, nilitaka kuendelea na masomo ili niweze kuja kuwa mtu wa maana na niweze kusaidia wasichana wenzangu.
Siku ya leo ilikuwa ni kutuza wasichana zaidi ya 300 wakuwe kama ambassadors ambayo wanapeleka habari huko kwa vijijini, mashinani kabisa, waseme ya kuwa wamekataa mambo ya tohara, kwa sababu sisi wote tunajua haitufahidi kama jamii.
I'm fighting on it. Mstari mbele kupigania hali hii, kuona kwamba sehemu yangu wameona ubaya ya hii na watoto wetu wafika kwa shule.
Let's move on now to sports. And Kenya Sevens team began their Dubai series on a sour note as they went down 14-12 to Australia. Agustin Lugonzu was the first to touch down for Kenya, with Frank Wanyama scoring his first try of the Rugby Sevens series. Benjamin Ayimba's Chargers could not hold on to their 12-0 lead as Australia came back forcefully in the second half to grab a narrow 14-12 win. This is how it all panned out.
And nowhere for Dima, but advantage being played because it was a high tackle, so they go out wide to Odihumbo on Spate. And Spate shows him the touchline, but Odhiambo does well to offload, and now the recycle looking to spread them wide on the far side, but straightening up there was Zambaka, and now he gives it to Lagonzo, and he is in. Well, they had the weight of the possession. Biko Odima adds the extra 2, so it is 7 points to 0. Australia just can't get their hands on the pill at the moment. Spade in the bin for 2 minutes. Njira wants to go to the short side, showing and then potentially giving it away. And now a clear run to the line. They had the man over. And Wanyana will score. And what about this? Kenya, bit of a try celebration there as well. So Spate watches on in the naughty chair as Kenya put on another 5 points. And they'll try and hold him up. And he goes to ground now. And it's Cusack who straightens again, taking it into contact. Good strong carry by Cusack. He reaches out and puts it down. So it's taken a while. So Stannard with the vital kick. No problems from there. So it is 12-7 now. There's that pressure again from Kenya, but now it opens up, and Pamafo will run away. Look at him go. Pamafo puts it down between the sticks.
It's exposed that Pamafo gets the job done.
And there's the extra 2, so Australia. There's the coach of the Kenyan team.
Sharad Rao has taken his job with gusto. Rao was appointed by the International Association of Athletics Federation Ethics Commission on Monday to investigate incumbent Athletics Kenya chairman Isaiah Kiplagat, his deputy David Okeo, and former treasurer Joseph Kinyua over subversion of the anti-doping process and improper diversion of funds from kit manufacturers Nike. The trio were slapped with a 6-month suspension and subsequently locked out of AK headquarters. Rao said he was pleased by the level of public support and offers to help to ensure the inquiry is free and fair. Hassan Juma reports.
Sharad Rao was appointed by IAAF to investigate AK chairman Isaiah Kiplagat, his deputy David Okeo, and former treasurer Joseph Kinyua over subversion of the anti-doping process, as well as improper diversion of funds from kit manufacturers Nike. The three have been locked out of the AK offices at Riyadh House, and while they remain adamant that they are innocent, one man will make a recommendation that will ultimately solve the jigsaw puzzle at AK. Many in Kenya fear doping is rife among their top-class runners, who have been the source of enormous national pride.
The damage started when the first allegations started coming about this perception that our athletes are involved in doping.
Kenya, a household name in middle and long distance races, is now under intense scrutiny amid allegations of widespread doping in world athletics. This month, they announced the establishment of an anti-doping agency with the aim of easing concerns over the East African country's internal anti-doping policy. Dozens of Kenyan athletes have been suspended or banned since 2012 after testing positive for banned performance-enhancing drugs, among them marathoner Rita Jepto. Rao wants whistleblowers to come forward from among the country's athletes and officials to provide information.
Athletes themselves to come forward and say to us, and say it honestly, as to what do they know, without being vindictive against any of the three officials, to tell us exactly what has been happening.
He admits the journey to unearthing scandals that have dogged the federation will not be a walk in the park.
There is sufficient prima facie indication that they have been they have been guilty of certain offences which are quite serious and which warranted the suspension.
Sharad Rao will rely on investigators from the State Prosecutor's Office, as well as the police and Kenyans and the athletics world hope the investigations will sanitize a country that has dominated athletics over the years, but whose international image is now in tatters. Hassan Juma, KTN News.
That report by Hassan Juma brings us to the end of part 1 of KTN Newsdesk. Thank you very much for watching. Part 2 continues on the KTN News channel.